Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Good Time Gal. It's your host, Caitlin Peluffo. Thank you for tuning in. This week on the podcast, we have Ariel Elias. She's back. We had her a long time ago before we had this snazzy video and these snazzy intros. It was one of the janky ones, one of the ones where wires were just connected and we all crossed our fingers. So if you want to listen to that, I think there's more stories of her being drunk on that one. But this episode was so fun. We chit-chatted, talked about edibles, talked about a bunch of other stuff. It was great. I really liked this conversation. I think you will too. Follow her at Ariel_comedy, ARIEL_comedy. Follow me at Caitlin Peluffo, Instagram, TikTok. Watch these for free on YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube, Caitlin_Peluffo or Caitlin-Peluffo. Is there a difference? Of course there's a difference. Caitlin-Peluffo. This is why I'm never going to make it, Fonzie. They've already been chosen. Anyway, so please enjoy this episode. Watch it on YouTube. Subscribe. Oh, this is a big deal. Can you please, if you have a second, write a review on iTunes? I had no idea that it helps so much. It helps dissipate. Anyway, the algorithm will then share it to other people and more people. I don't know. Maybe I should figure out a way to do a giveaway with comments. If I were half the podcaster anyone else was, this would be going well. Oh boy. I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Follow us wherever you can. Write a review and come see me live. I'm out all over the world. Milwaukee is coming up. Same with Denver. And then I am also doing a one-nighter in Lawrence, Kansas. So check those out. It's all in my link tree, which is on my Instagram. Okay? I love you so much. Thank you for... I almost said thank you for coming. Well, if you are, I'm so sorry. Thank you for listening. Enjoy Ariel Elias. Goodbye. Are we recording now? Yes. Thank you, Daddy. I don't call him Daddy. That's the first time I've ever done that. I don't think I'll ever do it again. Did you get a little hard?
I think I'm scared.
I said it. The shoe didn't fit. We'll never do it again. Okay.
It's important to try new things.
Yes, we try new things. That nickname is not a thing. Welcome to Good Time Gal. I got Ariel Elias today. Isn't that exciting?
So exciting. Can you call me Mommy?
Mama. Hi, Ariel. How you doing?
I'm good, Caitlin. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm good. That taste of that daddy is still in my mouth, and I really gotta knock it off. Okay. Anyway, good to see you.
You too.
It's been a minute since we've seen each other, I think.
Yeah, there was a time where we saw each other every week.
Every week?
And socially, not just in stand-up, and that was really nice.
Yeah.
But now I get such an adrenaline rush whenever I see you because the endorphins kick in. Because there's so many people we see in this business who you see often and you're just like, hey.
Yeah.
When I see you, I get to feel, oh, it's a person I really like.
Yes.
And it's somebody I'm so happy to see.
Ditto, right back at you. We should see each other more because we live in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
Or the same borough.
But different we're in the same neighborhood of Queens, but we're in different parts of it. We're different subway stops. And that is a bridge too far for me to cross.
It's too
even
much.
though we're off of the same bridge.
Off of the same bridge, and we could technically walk and meet in the middle somewhere. And we're just like, but my knees. I can't with my knees. But we will see each other. I see all my friends who live in the same borough in Manhattan more than I ever see them in Queens. But that's okay. We're going to figure it out. It's going to be good. I want to go to a New York Liberty game with you.
I went to one, and now I'm pretending like I know everything about them.
Good.
And I know nothing, but I had a lot of fun. It was theater.
Yeah?
Sports games are just theater.
Yes.
That was great.
I feel like this strike is going to make sports more palatable to more people because there's nothing else to watch.
Yeah.
Like I'm watching baseball now. And
are you?
I'm into it.
What team are you rooting for?
San Francisco Giants.
Sure.
Yeah, that's where I'm from. I'm from the Bay Area. I've always loved the Giants, but I never watched regular season games. I was always watching like October, which is playoffs.
Right.
And now they also changed the rules, which makes it a lot easier to watch.
Oh yeah, there's a clock on how long they can take to pitch, right?
Yes.
That's great.
It literally shaved off like an hour off the games, and you're like, oh, I have stuff to do. This is great.
I always loved watching baseball with my dad and brother because we would all just read a book.
Yeah.
I love any sport where you can read a book while watching it and not miss a thing.
It is what I do. I'll put on the baseball game and then I'll edit clips on my computer and then be like, they make a big noise. Oh, all right. Crawford hit a home run. Great. Okay.
You go, time to get some work done.
Yeah.
Were you in San Francisco during the Barry Bonds era?
Yes.
Was that insane?
It was crazy.
Were you keeping track of the home run records? And
I think my dad went to one of the games where he tied the record.
Wow.
Yeah. Or maybe he went to the 500 game. I can't remember, but it was like a big number and he went, and he's been a diehard fan forever. So we were all very happy. And it was like for like a good 3 months, even regular season games, they were all sold out completely. And I still think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Okay, I said it.
Wow.
I know. Very controversial, but Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame.
Very controversial.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
We're just warming up. We're warming up. The podcast
comics.
just started.
We're going to show you. Okay. But I really do think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Okay. Come after me.
Do you think that baseball players should be allowed to take steroids?
I think that they didn't have enough rules about it when he was taking steroids for them to be as strict with him now. It's like they found out he was doing steroids, or allegedly found out he was doing allegedly. They couldn't prove it, okay? But they and then they were like, well, we don't like that. And then they
it's like do you remember when Lance Armstrong was, all the doping stuff with him, and then they stripped him of his title of Tour de France, and then they just kept having to strip people, like the next place, like the second place finish also was doping the third place. They had to keep going down until they got like 18th, and that person, they were like, all right, you win Tour de France.
Me? Oh, bonjour. Okay. I don't know. I assumed he was French.
I have no idea. That's the extent of my Tour de France knowledge.
I don't think they should be doping, but I get why they are, because they get injured so much and they need to heal. And the pressure of all of their self-esteem is put into being an athlete. And so if they don't take care of their body, then they're fucked.
It's also this thing of, I'm so into peer pressure. And so if everybody around you is doing it, you go, all right, I gotta do it.
I gotta keep up.
You gotta keep up. They had to go down to the person who came in 18th in order to find a winner.
Yeah.
That the 17 people, like if you want to compete at a level and you're not doing steroids, you're not going to win.
Yeah. I think the Olympics should be pure.
Sure.
The Olympics should be pure. But if you're making money, like in the NBA, then fucking do it. Have fun. Go nuts. This is your job. You have 10 years to make all the money you can for the rest of your life.
I think that's fair. I think that's reasonable.
Have at it.
I don't know if I really agree, but in the context of this podcast and wanting to fawn, I get it. Yeah, absolutely. Let
you said you are susceptible to peer pressure.
Really
so it should be fine, Ariel.
I started smoking weed when I learned that my dad smoked weed. And then I was like, oh, well, that's fine.
That's, I did similar. I found out my mom smoked a little pot back in like her crazy days, which was like 18, 19. And I was like, oh, then I'll try it. And I tried it and I hated it.
Did you really?
Yeah, I don't really like it that much.
Okay.
I am a cougher.
A cougher.
It's very embarrassing.
And edibles are not for you?
I've done a few, but I don't like feeling out of control anymore.
The edibles it's hard because I want to get high in the moment. I don't want to get high 45 minutes from now once I've kind of given up on this and I found an actual thing to do.
Yeah.
I want to smoke because I'm a little bored.
Yes.
And you're like, I'll put on a movie, but I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to get sidetracked and then like I'll be like, oh, I have a Zoom meeting. Yeah. And then it hits you.
What are you going to do? Dishes until it hits and then be like, now I'm going to watch.
I do love doing dishes high, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because your mind just...
You want to come over? Come on over.
I love any repetitive task, especially using your hands.
Okay.
I like doing... No, not that. I would never... I've talked about this before on other podcasts, but I will never give a hand job.
Good for you.
If my husband ever wants a hand job, he can go to a massage place. It's not coming
Way to
from
have
me.
standards.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
It's not a standards thing. I know I'm not good at it. It's just none of us, nobody's getting anything out of this.
What about blowjobs?
All aboard.
All aboard.
Choo-choo. All
Okay.
aboard. I'm down for that.
All right.
But
You heard it here first.
But I love like doing laundry high,
Okay.
or doing dishes high. Anything that's going to take a few hours, and I have to do. My dishes don't take a few hours.
I was going to
but
say,
it's not that bad,
really,
but-
please come over. Clean my dishes the most thoroughly they've ever been cleaned in their lives. But you like to do that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I get that. That seems very like soothing. You can really focus on something. That's nice.
You can let your brain go in different directions, or you can just watch Bones. You can do
I
whatever.
love Bones.
Do you? Oh, we've talked about
my
this.
God.
Bones is the best.
Yes.
Little. It's well written sometimes,
Yeah, we could probably pick out the seasons that are really great. But
and then other times it's the cheesiest thing you've ever seen in your life.
yes,
You can kind of jump in whenever.
Mhm.
It's always on.
it's formulaic.
It's formulaic. It's a little less propaganda-y than Law and Order.
Mm-hmm. And there is trauma, but it's not like this is okay. There's 3 shows that I love. Okay. I love Bones, I love Castle, and I love Elementary. Okay. They are all murder mystery, puzzle solving crimes, and there's no rape.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, I never even thought about that in
there's
Bones. You're
no
right.
sexual assault.
There isn't.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Yes, that's why it's so pleasing to watch. I don't care if people die, just don't fuck them beforehand or after. I don't like any of that.
You're right. Because the dead part is a given.
Mhm.
You know that going in. You've
Yes.
signed up for it.
Yes.
And of course, with Law and Order SVU, you're signing up for the rape, but you never know what kind of rape you're getting.
It's gonna
You never know what degree of it you're getting.
and then it puts it in your mind. You have to think about that character getting and sometimes it's children and you're just like, good God.
You know, the other difference is Law and Order often starts with the crime itself.
Mm-hmm.
And Bones usually starts with the crime scene afterwards.
Yes.
It starts with them on scene. And so
Mhm.
you're not seeing
Mm-hmm.
the trauma. And wow, I never thought about
Yeah.
that. Bones is the best.
Bones is the best. Bones is great. I've seen every single episode.
I've been working my way through it.
Mhm.
I'm on season 4 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen some other episodes in later seasons on the road, as
Yes.
you do in a hotel
Mhm.
room at 11:30 while you're housing a burger
Yes.
in your underwear on the spare bed.
Yes. As
So
Shane Torres says, the human napkin. Yes.
I think about that joke every time
Yeah.
I'm in a hotel room. Anytime I don't have a king bed.
Yeah.
But even then, you're deciding which side.
Exactly.
Which side's the eating side.
Absolutely. You save one pillow just in case.
Or a lot of times I'll take. This is so gross.
Please tell me.
My dirty sock becomes my napkin. I will use that to just like wipe
The bottom
my-
of it? Ariel! Oh my God! I gotta go. You'll use your sweaty ass sock.
not for my face napkin, but for my hand napkin. Yeah.
Still gross because then you take your hands and you touch your fucking face.
Yeah, I'm sick a lot.
Oh my God! I cannot believe that is. Oh my! I expected more from you.
You shouldn't. That's on you. That's your
Thank God you don't give hand jobs.
Yeah, that's why.
He's gonna get athlete's foot on his dick.
At least it'd be something athletic.
It's
You know
finally
what I mean.
into sports.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. Oh my. Okay. Oh, I gotta wrap my head around this.
Cut
Hold
that.
on. We're coming back. Oh fuck. Jesus. Okay.
What's your gross road
I
habit?
hate feet. I dislike feet so
I'm not a
much.
big foot person, but do you have a gross road habit?
A gross road habit.
Something that you would only do if nobody saw you. You know, like if you were to live alone, like
If I were to
what do you
live
do that
alone.
you would never do while living with Steven?
Well, Steve and I are extremely close.
Yeah,
It's,
you've gotten closer over the years.
yeah. I mean, like
you really
it's
started
just-
bonding.
It's like, we fart in front of each other and stuff like that. Although we're trying not to, we realize it's killing the romance.
It does. You can easily shift into brother sister territory.
Yes, exactly. We teeter that line a little too much, but we have so much fun. Anyway, something gross that I do. I probably do a lot of gross stuff. I have to think.
Okay.
I mean, I eat in bed constantly.
Do you?
Like that is, I will do that.
At home too.
At home, no, I won't
Okay.
eat in bed at home.
Well, on the road. I mean, in a
On the
hotel
road.
room, you have no other option.
There's nowhere
most
to
of the
go.
time.
There's nowhere to go. Yes.
Or you're just like in that chair in the corner next to the
Mhm.
hotel stationery.
Yes.
You don't eat there.
I do steal the pens and the pads always.
Always the pens. I don't need the pads.
Oh, I love the pads. I love to do a to-do list.
What
I
do
wake
you?
up before I go to bed at night. I write a little to-do list, and
For
then I
the
wake
next
up,
day?
and then I love crossing them out and being so productive. I love it.
Yeah, that's a really mature thing.
I am mature. I'm a grown
That
bitch.
feels very grown up.
Yes, it helps with my anxiety.
Sure.
I should take edibles more.
I don't know that edibles help with anxiety. For me, they don't help with
Mhm.
anxiety. They exacerbate it.
Yeah, I do find that when I was taking edibles, I would start to freak out and be like,
Mhm.
I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. And I'm like, I had an edible.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I went to see Here Lies Love, the musical about Imelda Marcos with Molly Rubin Long, and we got high before we went. All the
Mhm.
music is by David Byrne, so you got to be on something when you go see it.
Okay.
And I would say the first 20 minutes of the musical was just me in my head going like, I have to sit down and write. What am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
Why am I not putting any effort into this? Why am I so focused? And I have no idea
Mhm.
what the beginning of Imelda Marcos's life was because of that.
I get it. I do it where I'm like, I get like conspiracy theory, like all the people who are going to be famous have already been chosen. And I'm just running in circles for no reason. I'm just a lizard. Yeah, I get that way. So it's almost, if I were to let myself do that loop, I would just give up, you know?
Yeah, I used to smoke weed all the time. I used to
Mhm.
be high more than I wasn't.
Mhm.
And now it's pretty rare for me. I started I read Sarah Silverman's book when I was like in the thick of it. And she did the same thing. And then she had a friend who taught her, like, you have to make it a treat. It has to be a treat. So then I started making these rules for myself because I have to have rules. Otherwise, I'll be a degenerate.
Okay.
And one of my rules was I can only smoke weed during the day if I don't have a show that night. And as the years have progressed, it fortunately, in like a good way, but it has led to me very, very rarely smoking weed.
Mhm.
And now when I do it, I have such a low tolerance now, and it just, and I'm in it.
That's what I did with alcohol. Luckily, I didn't develop the habit of drinking before shows or on shows. And so it would be after my shows, I would be able to drink. And then I got booked later and later. And so then I'm getting done at like 3 a.m. And I'm like, what am I going to go drink now? That's crazy. So when I did eventually decide to quit drinking, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Although I did.
You don't drink at all anymore?
Not really, no.
Wow.
Oh,
We really haven't seen each other in a long time, Kayla.
I know.
Wow, good for you.
But I did go out with a bang.
What'd you do?
I went to Key West, Florida.
Okay, that's
And
where
I did that club. Yeah.
That's where you decide to get sober.
And that club is so fun. The guy who runs it is a blast, and he highly encourages drinking before shows. And so that's what I was making the exception of and I counted, it was my birthday too. And I counted how many drinks I had had that day.
Did you do
And it
the
was
21-year-old thing where you make the marks on your arm to remember?
No, I didn't need to do that because I just remembered because I wasn't that drunk. And it was 10 drinks that I had over the course of the day. And I was like, oh, God.
And you weren't that drunk.
And I wasn't that drunk.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's time to take a look at, because I hadn't blacked out in a long time, and I realized I had just built my tolerance up so high that I was like, I gotta fix. So I did Whole30, and I listened to The Easy Way at the same time.
What's that?
The Easy Way to Quit Drinking.
Oh, okay.
Or curb your drinking or whatever. And it just basically brainwashes you and tells you why drinking is so bad for you. So now whenever I have alcohol, it tastes like poison.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you you talked yourself into that?
Mm-hmm.
You convinced yourself that it tastes like poison?
It tastes like poison. Yeah. I know. It's wild. And I'll have
like,
non-alcoholic beer and it'll taste
But it's
great.
like arsenic poison where it's like kind of sweet.
No.
You're like, what's the cyanide almond taste?
Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
Is this chloroform? Flowers.
Have you replaced drinking with anything? Is there a ritual that you do instead after a show or?
No, not really. I don't think about it anymore.
Wow.
I know. If you had asked me 2 years ago if I would ever be able to not think about alcohol, I'd be like, you're crazy. It is who I am.
Yeah.
And now I just don't
And
really
now you're
care.
nothing. And
And
nobody.
now I am nothing and nobody because the people have already been chosen. They've all been chosen.
Oh,
Justin Bieber was chosen before he was born.
I feel like we're just 5 minutes away from a rant about the Jews from you.
No. Love the Jews. They control the media. So love the Jews. Oh, God.
If the Jews controlled the media, I would be so much more successful.
Yeah. Oh, you're doing great, though.
Doing okay.
You're doing great.
It's okay.
You had a
Okay.
traumatic event that went positive. That
Yeah.
never happens. That never happens.
Yeah.
I was just talking to Ismail about it, who was just on the show. Teaser. But we were talking about it. He was like, yeah, I was attacked on stage. I was like, I was attacked too. And
We've
it was-
all been attacked.
Yes.
That's what's crazy. I think the degree to which it happens varies, but we've all had something terrible happen to us on stage.
Yes.
Which sucks.
Yes. We've all
really
been
bad.
physically hurt during the course of us following our dreams.
Yeah.
If you don't know, Ariel had a beer can thrown at her on stage and the clip went viral. She had a very funny outcome, the way she responded to it.
I
So
drank
look it up. She drank it, but she also came back pretty quick. It was great.
Thanks. Caitlin.
Well handled,
Thank
I
you.
would say. But that's what we're referring to.
That's- yeah.
Yeah, but I had a woman throw Jack and Coke on me from the stage.
Like she poured it on you?
She stood up, flung it like this, and it hit me in the face and all over my shirt.
And you're like, this is poison.
Luckily, it happened where I was like, "This is my favorite smell, so joke's on you."
Yeah.
But I think and then a brawl broke out because people were defending me and fighting, and so people were just fighting in the
Where were
audience.
you?
New York Comedy Club.
Oh, in town.
Yeah,
24th Street or 4th Street?
24th.
Okay. I want to paint a picture in my
Yes.
head.
It was on a Tuesday of all days.
I feel like that's when it's more likely to happen.
Yeah, the security was less because they're like, it's a Tuesday. There's 12 people here.
There's that. I think the people who are going out to a 2-drink minimum place on a Tuesday are more likely to be heavy drinkers.
Yes.
Or fully sober with their families.
Yeah.
Or heavy drinkers with their families.
Yes, or students
Or students
who are heavy drinkers.
who are heavy drinkers. Was there a specific joke that you were telling that she got angry at, or she was just off the rails?
She was off the rails from the beginning.
Yeah.
She was also making racist comments to other comics, and I was hosting, and so I ate the checks. And while I was eating the checks, she answered the phone. I know, and she was talking, and I was like, "You have to put your phone away." And through the course of the crowd work with her, she has a lot of money. And she was shouting out, and I was like, "Hey, just because you got money doesn't mean you can treat the rest of us like shit." And she got up and
She was like, that's exactly what that means.
Yes.
actually.
she was like, "Watch me!"
Yeah.
And then she got up, went across 3 rows of people, and threw Jack and Coke all over me.
Oh my God.
And
Caitlin.
then I just told jokes and waited for everyone
what
to
else
come.
can you do? Because also you're hosting. There's somebody coming up after you.
Yeah,
You
Leah
need to-
Bonema. Leah Leah Bonham had to come up after.
At least it was Leah and not somebody who's been doing stand up for, 8 months.
Yeah. It's just like, and
like, they're like, this is my big shot. At least it was Leah who's a professional. I mean, I'm not saying people who haven't done it 8 months. I am saying they're not professionals. But they haven't been hurt yet. Surely somebody's thrown a drink on her.
Yes.
Did you?
I just blacked out. I don't even remember what I said.
Here's the like real businessy side of me that's like, did you get the tape?
No.
Why not?
It was before tapes.
I know. That's the worst.
I know.
If you're going to be traumatized, you want it to be where you can at least capitalize off of it.
I know.
Because otherwise.
Mostly I'm just curious because it was a check spot, so I wasn't recording myself.
Right.
And so I literally blacked out. And apparently my blackout response is to make fun of the room and joke and, hey, we're having fun, bada big.
Well, you have so much adrenaline because something just happened.
And Leah Bonham was on the side and she was like, I was ready to get up there and because I thought that woman was going to attack you.
If any comedian can fight and will fight for you, I really believe it's Leah.
Leah will. Yes, she will. And then she'll do it with a smile. Hey, just. But she was like, and then I saw you lean in and start joking, and I was like, she's got it.
Well, okay. I think people are always surprised that we react that way to these experiences, especially when we're on stage. And it's like, well, the reason we got into this in the first place is because the only way we knew how to process our trauma was to joke about it.
Yes.
So you're just seeing it in real time. We've just been doing it long enough that now we can do it immediately in the moment.
Exactly.
And we don't have to wait 10 years to mine it.
Yeah. I was doing it when Monica was making fun of me, in second grade. So it's like now I'm just doing it for fucking Debbie from Long Island.
Right.
She was from Long Island, that piece
I'm sorry
of
that
trash.
happened to you.
Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. I mean, well, not really. You're doing great.
It did help a lot.
Yes, it did. But also, you were already on your way. Okay, that's what I say. That's what I say. Now I'm thirsty.
I mean, we're all just looking for the catalyst that will push us into the next level, because it used to be that you would get on a late night show and that would be the next big jump in your career. And now, as I'm sure you know,
it doesn't do
very much anymore. And
yes, I've done two.
We're all grateful for it, and
yes,
but half the reason is that you're excited to get them. One is to tell your parents because it means something to them.
Yes, but
also you go, oh, it's going to be great video quality, and I can clip this up.
Yeah. That's literally it. When I got Corden, I was like, oh, great. I have nothing to post next week.
Yep.
It's so sad.
So it's really hard to figure out how to break through now, because it used to be that. It's not anymore.
No.
So now you just have to be attacked publicly and hope that you filmed it and hope that you reacted in a good enough way. And then hope that there's nothing else going on that week on the internet.
You're like, come on, war in Ukraine. Just fucking hold off and chill out.
Well, I remember, I posted the video. I think I posted it first on Twitter. And Twitter was my bread and butter for so long because I love jokes and I would post jokes and I felt like I was posting them to nobody. And then I had this big Twitter following overnight and I was so excited. And then 2 weeks later, Elon Musk bought Twitter. And I was like, no, I couldn't have it for 1 month.
Yeah. Did you quit Twitter because of Elon Musk?
I quit mostly when it got so glitchy.
Yeah.
And, I used to use it. I would hit the search bar and look at the news that day and try to write a monologue joke about the news or whatever. And then when you hit the search bar, it's just hashtags and it's never really things that are actually happening in the world. It's all like Bitcoin or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's the hashtag now. And then I stopped using it. And then when Threads came out, I thought, all right, fine. But I'd kind of pivoted already away from. I'll do monologue jokes here and there, and but mostly just you got to make a video. Yeah, nobody cares about the written word anymore.
No, it's got to kind of come out of a pretty face. If I was more inclined to wear makeup, I'd do it more often.
It's hard. I mean, I make a lot of those videos. There's such a big difference in how many views a video gets based on whether or not I'm wearing makeup.
Yeah,
And
it's
really
I
upsetting.
put on mascara today just for this podcast.
You look great.
Thank you. But I was like, I could put on foundation, but I'm going to boxing later and I don't want to. So, deal with my freckles.
But you have freckles, but otherwise you have like a very even skin tone, and your freckles are so endearing and cute.
I am endearing and cute. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And now my eyes pop. So, who's pretty? Okay. Well, so you've toned down on the smoking of the weed.
Yeah.
Do you drink anymore?
I do occasionally.
Yeah.
I've never, I wouldn't say I've never been a big drinker because I went to college in New Orleans. So.
Yeah, you did great.
But drinking hasn't been my thing in a long time. I've never, I've always been able to do that pretty much in moderation. COVID was a little bit of a different story when we were locked down. I did find myself drinking a lot more. And then I remember at my brother's birthday, it was an outdoor birthday and but I was like, this was a weekend of just drinking so much. And I sort of intentionally said, I need to take a little bit of a break from this and a little step back. And now it's just maybe once a week.
Good for you.
I'll have a drink, but
That's nice.
I'm more of an ice cream person at this point.
Ice cream. Ice cream is the best.
That's my nightcap. I always have a dessert. That's it's either an ice cream or a fancy ginger ale. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I love a
these days.
mocktail. I'll go and I'll get it. If you're a bar that has mocktail list, God bless you.
Yeah, thank you for that.
I hate having to go to a bartender and be like, can I have a mocktail? And they're like, what do you I like blueberries. I hate that. Just let me say, can I have a razzmatazz? Okay?
Yeah.
You know what's up. No one else around me needs to know what's up. But I do. The last time oh my God, this was so embarrassing. The last time I ordered, I wanted to ask for a mocktail. They didn't have a list. And so I wanted to ask for a mocktail, but I felt so embarrassed asking for a mocktail that I was like, I just had a surgery and I can't drink. And so can I just have a mocktail? I drink a lot and I would really like to look like I'm drinking. That's how much I drink. I felt so stupid, but I just couldn't be like, can I just have a mocktail? Because I used to bartend and I knew it annoyed me when I would have to make a mocktail.
Why did it annoy you?
Because I was a piece of shit. I was a piece of shit person. And now with a little wiser years behind me, I'm like, oh, that person's just trying to make it, trying to, they're holding on by a thread.
Yeah. I went to a bar. It was a dive bar in our neighborhood, and I was with a couple of other people. I went up and I bought the round. I was there with a couple of my neighbors who came to a show at QED. And then I was with two other comedians. And I offered to buy the two other comedians a drink. And then my neighbor offered to buy my drink. So I was up there and I told the bartender, my neighbor is going to pay for this glass of wine. I'm going to pay for the drink that I ordered. And I had also ordered a seltzer for the other comedian. And so I said, I'm going to pay for that drink. He's going to pay for this drink. And then the bartender said, and who's going to pay for the seltzer? And I was like, you're charging me for the seltzer at this dive bar in our neighborhood? It made me so mad.
Yeah.
Is that a thing that I'm justified in being mad at?
Well, I think it's changed. Back in the day, I would never charge anyone for a seltzer. But now they make like fancy water, fancy bubbles. If it's a nicer,
it was just from from the gun.
I agree. I'm with you. I don't think you should be charged for carbonation.
Thank you.
Especially the fancy smanchy places. They have still and sparkling in the same thing, and they just ask you still or sparkling, and then a dive bar is just like $3.
Yeah, it made me so mad.
Yeah,
I think especially in this place where it's like, but I live here.
Yeah.
I understand if you see somebody, coming from Manhattan or whatever, coming to Astoria to check out the food scene, and they stop in at this. Oh, isn't this bar so cute? But it's like you've seen me here before. I'm not a big drinker. I'm not a big patron of this bar, but you've seen me.
Yeah. Yeah. Seltzer should not be. Or I always tip on seltzer.
Yeah, of course.
You tip on seltzer, but I'm not going to make someone pay for seltzer.
Okay.
That's crazy. And if that was not our policy at Mayfield, I'm so sorry. There are so many people who got free seltzer. I'm so sorry. But Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Thank you.
I'm with you. What time are we at? We're at
3:43, 3:42.
Wow, okay.
My watch is a couple of minutes fast, but I don't know how to change it back.
Oh,
so.
do you want it to be fast though? Sometimes I like that because I'm always running late.
I don't need. I mean, yeah, I am also often running late, but I don't need. I don't need to lie to myself.
You don't need to lie to yourself. I'm constantly lying to myself because the people have already been chosen, okay? And I know that they've already been chosen, and I am still here just spinning on the wheel. Anyway, I feel great.
Are people coming out to see you, though? Are people buying tickets for you? Because I feel like they should if they're not.
Yeah, they come out.
Okay.
I was just at Rooster Te Feathers, very fun club. And
it sounds like when somebody names their pet something fancy. And they're like, this is Rooster Te Feathers.
Mr. Rooster Te Feathers to you.
Sir Rooster Te Feathers.
Yes. It's very fun. A comic, Dustin Nickerson, he said it's the best club he's ever worked that's attached to a Goodyear tire shop. So, but it is actually very fun. The person who runs it is very energetic and excited about comedy, which always helps.
That's huge.
Yes. And so she was willing to book me, even
That's
though
great.
I had just done the Punchline maybe 3 months before. So kudos to you. Thank you, Heather. But they were fun shows. And some people came. We're going to say drawing loosely. I would say if a show had 80 people, 20 were for me.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So I figure that's pretty good.
That's great.
For where I'm at.
Yeah.
Socially, media-y.
Yeah, it does.
So yes, but how about people are coming out for you? Yes.
Yeah, I'd say it's it depends on where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Usually best case scenario, it's probably 40-60, 50-50.
That's great.
Yeah, it feels nice, but it's also terrifying because I'm like, have I written enough new material?
I know.
Because we have to put everything out there. And if you tell me that you follow me on Instagram, I immediately feel so guilty.
Yes.
Because it's like, oh, you've already seen all this.
Yeah.
And of course, it's different in a show because you see the way that it all fits together. And there are callbacks that don't translate online.
Yes.
But
I know. It's devastating. And I just recorded my album. And so now at Rooster Te Feathers, I was trying to build a new hour and I have about 20 minutes of new within an hour. So it was a lot of old mixed with some new and I felt guilty. And then the old jokes were working and I was like, why are these working? No one's here to see me. They don't know these jokes. And then I give them we love it.
Do you ever get that? Like sometimes somebody will be like, oh, I love this joke. And I'm like, well, I wrote that 7 years ago, so it doesn't count.
I was a different person back then. I had health insurance.
It feels like I always feel like I didn't write that though. Like me in my current iteration didn't write that. Me 7 years ago wrote it. Therefore, I didn't write it.
Yes,
like, that's insane, Ariel.
Yeah,
chill the fuck out.
I think that all the time. Like if they like a joke, or even if they like a joke that my boyfriend gave the tag to, I'm like, oh fuck you, you sexist pig.
Yes,
and they don't even know. They have no clue.
I had a joke that my husband wrote. He wrote the punchlines to it. I had the premise. I go, I need. Can you help me with? And I said, can you help me with this? And he immediately, this thing that happened to me when I was 12, and I've been thinking about forever and trying to figure out how to make it. And he just immediately has the punchlines. I try it. It immediately works. And then people are like, I love that joke. And I'm like, I didn't write it.
I'm a fraud. I'm a phony.
And then my husband was like, you still wrote it.
Yeah.
Like, I just helped you with it.
I know. With Steve, he works clean, so I get all of his dirty jokes.
Oh,
so if he has a
nice.
thought about a dirty joke, he'll be like, you can have it. I was like, well, I don't even know if I want it.
Yeah.
It's only happened like once or twice where I'm like, okay, I'll run with that. But it's usually if we both have, because sometimes we do bits together.
Right.
And if it's a dirty one, it's automatically mine. And if it's a clean one, we fight over it. But usually he wins because he writes a lot more often than I do.
Yeah, it's hard. He has so much output.
Yes, he has a lot of output, and he's like, "Will I be ready to record a new album in next October?" I was like, "You're ready now."
Yeah.
Yes, he's He makes me feel worthless.
Yeah,
but not making me feel worthless.
Okay. You make yourself feel worthless.
Yes, there we go. Oh, it's all self-inflicted.
Yeah,
Gotta go back to therapy. Oh boy. All right. Well, this was great.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's quick. We do like a 40-minute.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we're in and out.
That felt effortless.
I know. We're very quick
really
to
nice.
talk. Nice chit chat.
It's almost like we should hang out more.
Almost like we know each other.
I'm like, man, Caitlin and I really have chemistry.
Yeah.
I think we should be friends, maybe.
We should at least think about it.
It would make me.
We should go to the park.
Okay.
Do you roller skate?
No.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I don't have roller skates. I've done it before, as a kid, back when I had knees.
No, you're right. That was a weird poll that I was like, oh, we should roller skate together.
Well, because I immediately was like, yes, let's go to the park. I don't know.
Because along the water, there's this smooth drive.
Yeah.
And so I would go down and I'd roller skate back and forth like 5 times, 6 times. It's a good workout.
I mean, I'll come with you.
Yeah, come with me.
I'll rent a city bike and bicycle alongside you while you roller skate. Yeah, I would love that.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right. Or do you want to learn how to roller skate?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. How much do roller skates go for?
$60.
Okay, let me see how my weekend in Winnipeg goes.
Okay. Honestly, fair.
It has been a slow summer.
Yeah. I was actually thinking of getting new roller skates. If that happens, you can have my old roller skate.
What size roller skates
I think
do you wear?
8.5. What size are you?
I'm a 7.5 shoe.
Oh, you just wear 3 socks. You'll want to anyway.
You're like, hey, this thing that's probably like pretty dangerous and I don't know what your health insurance is. We'll just make it a little bit harder. And you'll be fine.
It'll be fine. I think they're a little big for me, and so I just wear 2 pairs of socks, and it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, they're very heavy.
I'm gonna wear 2 pairs of socks. I'll use the outer sock as a napkin.
No, disgusting! I cannot believe that you wipe your mouth with
my hands, not my mouth. My hands.
You admitted to the mouth first, and then you were like, "You did this."
I did this. But what other signal do you use for a napkin? This?
Yes.
This is washing your hands. This isn't a napkin.
I
don't even do act outs, and I know that.
I will never kiss you. Now, I will never kiss you.
No.
All right, Ariel, where can people find you? Where can people find you?
You can find me at Ariel_comedy, ARIEL. _COMED. I don't know how much I have to spell, but Ariel, there's no extra L's or E's on Ariel. It's just the basic. You can also go to my website, arieleliascomedy.com, for all of my tour dates.
Go see her in Winnipeg. Huh?
Yeah. When does this come out?
I don't know.
Okay. Thank you for coming to Winnipeg.
Cover all your bases. Bye.